The site's down, the server's crashing, and we're losing $10,000 for every hour that the site's down. Someone might panic if the CTO brings them this problem, but for me, it's an opportunity in troubleshooting. I'm going to tell you about how my dad, motorcycle racing, and a bad hard drive made me the person that I am today. When I was young, I was amazed at my dad's troubleshooting abilities. I remember one time our television broke down, and he took the back apart and he's digging into it, and he was having this conversation with himself. I remember he was agreeing, disagreeing, and finally he said, aha, I think I got it. He goes to the other room, he comes back, he replaces the part, and the television's working again. I was amazed. I'm like, I want to be able to do that. So I had my dad show me how to troubleshoot problems. I couldn't fix televisions, but he showed me how to troubleshoot problems. And I got a good opportunity to do that myself, motorcycle racing. During one race, 2 of my gears stopped working, and I needed to figure out what was wrong. So I did some research. I figured out how the parts work, how the gears worked, and once I did, I tore it apart. I found the part that I thought was wrong, and I found I was never so happy to find a part that was broken in my life. So I bought a new part, put it in, put it all together. Everything worked great after that. So one thing I learned was that solving my own problems I got really good at that, and it was fairly easy. But troubleshooting problems at work were a lot more difficult because there was a lot more people. The systems were a lot more complex and a lot more work. So one time we had a problem with our site. There was one query that was on every page that was causing the system to be slow. So I looked at the query, and the query seemed okay. I looked at the CPU seemed okay, network. I went through the list of things, and I finally came to the hard drives, and I was seeing this little spike in the hard drives. So I thought, okay, that has to be the problem. Everything else seems to be working fine, and we're having one problem with the hard drives. So I brought this problem to the operations people, and they said, nope, no problem with the hard drive. So I went to the CTO with my evidence, and he made them work a little harder. He had them check the drives manually, and what do you know? They found out that there was actually a drive light that was wrong on one of the drives. So it was a faulty light that was telling them it was okay. It wasn't. So they pulled out the drive, put in a new one, and everything worked great after that. So one of the things I learned from that was that with the right evidence and you make your case to the right people, you can be successful. So what happened with the problem with the site down and the server crashing? Well, it was nothing that troubleshooting couldn't solve.